Hi, dear students. A soft, warm morning to all of you who are watching me here in this video at this moment and who will watch me in the days to come. I hope you have been enjoying my video classes uploaded on our Facebook page, APS Degree Mahavidyalaya, and on the website www.zasharport.gov.bd. Our video classes will be available on the classroom software of www.zasharport.gov.bd. So, dear students, I think this video class will help you a lot to upgrade your lessons, which were disturbed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the situation of coronavirus pandemic has decreased. That's why your educational institutions have been opened by the government of our country. Now, our Prime Minister has directed us to continue video classes so that all types of students can be benefited from these classes. And from this day on, the online classes and offline classes will continue in full swing. As a result, the online classes will be made universal. Understand? Now let's start today's lesson. The photograph, which was written by Ruskin Bond. So before going through this lesson, you need to know some important information about the lesson photograph. The lesson, the photograph is a short story. So dear students, if you carefully watch my video class and try to understand the ins and everything in this class, you will be able to learn some new words, to know about a short story, to write summary, to answer WH questions. Understand? So let me ask you a basic question. What is a short story? A short story is a work of prose fiction that can be read in one sitting. The short story is very short, that a reader can finish reading it in 20 minutes or an hour. It has 1000 to 15,000 words. Okay, that's fine. Very well. Now let's move on to the difference between a photograph and a picture. A photograph is an image which is taken with a camera. And a picture is also an image of a person or a scene or a thing that is drawn, painted, or photographed. I think all photos are pictures, but all pictures are not photos. because pictures are painted or drawn. Photographs are taken with a camera. So now I am going to tell you the situation of photography in the past and in the present time. In the past, taking a photograph was not available. A photograph is taken at important occasions, for important occasions. And to take a photograph, we had to go to a far place. But at this moment, to take a photograph, we need not go to a far place. A person can take a picture with a digital camera because all mobile phones are fitted with a digital camera. So now photography at this stage has been very easy. That's all. So now let's move on to some new words. If you read this lesson, you will find some difficult words. So I am going to make the words very clear to you. In this lesson, there is a word named rummaging. Rummaging is a present participle form of verb rummage, which means searching. Heirloom is a noun, which means a valuable object that has belonged to a person from generation to generation. So the photograph, there are many types of heirlooms like photo, jewelry, handkerchief, quilt, etc. are known as heirloom. Sunflower is the name of a flower which grows in summer. And the writer in his story describes sunflowers, marigolds, and bougainvillea in his story to show happiness, joy, love, purity, and beauty. These flowers has added a new dimension to this story. Okay? Now, wrinkle. Grandmother had white hair, but there are no wrinkles on her skin. Wrinkle means a slight line of fold in the skin of the face. So, in this story, we come to know that the grandmother's skin had no wrinkle. Okay, that's fine. Needle is a sharp, thin metal which has a hole at the end or a sharp end at the other. Understand? Which is used for knitting a scarf or sweater. Knitting means weaving. Scarf is a long fabric which is used for covering head or neck. Faded is an adjective which means discolored. Foggy is also an adjective which means hazy. Wallow is a verb, means strike very hard. Breeze is a noun which means gentle wind. Marigold is the name of a flower which is yellow, copper, brown, and orange in color. Bougainvillea is the name of a flower which is purple in color. So there are many words in this lesson. So I will make those words very clear to you. So now I am going to tell you the detailed discussion of this lesson, photograph. I was 10 years old. I means the writer Ruskin Bond was 10 years old. His grandmother or my grandmother sat on the string bed under the mango tree. It was late summer and there were sunflowers in the garden and a warm wind in the trees. My grandmother was knitting a woolen scarf for the winter months. She was very old, dressed in a plain white sari. Her eyes were not very strong now, but her fingers moved quickly with the needle, and the needles kept clicking all afternoon. Grandmother had white hair, but there were very few wrinkles on her skin. So in this para, the writer described the atmosphere of the summer season and the present condition of his grandmother. He wrote this story in the summer season when sunflowers grow and a gentle breeze blows in the air. His grandmother, sitting on the string bed under the mango tree, was knitting a sweater or a muffler for using in the winter months. Though she was very old, and that's why she lost her eyesight, power of eyesight, but her fingers are very strong, which move quickly with the needle. I had come home after playing cricket on the Maidan. I had taken my meal and now I was rummaging in a box of old things and family heirlooms that had just that day been brought out of the attic by my mother. I was going through the book, looking at nothing in the box interested me very much except for a book with colorful pictures of birds and butterflies. I was going through the book, looking at the pictures, when I found a photograph between the pages. It was a faded picture, a little yellow and foggy. It was a picture of a god standing against the wall, and behind the wall there was nothing but a sky. But from the other side, a pair of hands reached up as though someone was going to climb the wall. There were flowers growing near the god, but I couldn't tell what they were. There was a creeper too, but it was just a creeper. The boy of 10 years old, after playing cricket in the field, he was rummaging in a box of old books. While searching the box, he found a photograph between the pages of the book, which was very unclear, foggy, yellow, and faded. That was difficult to identify. Behind the wall, two pair of hands reached up, and there were creeper plant around the picture. So the third para is, I ran out into the garden. Granny, I shouted, look at the picture. I found it in the box of old things. Whose picture is it? After finding the picture in the book, the boy went to the garden where his grandmother was knitting a scarf. Then he asked her whose picture it was. I jumped on the bed beside my grandmother, and she allowed me on the bottom and said, now I have lost count of my stitches. And the next time you do that, I will make you finish the scarf yourself. She took the photograph from my hand, and we both stared at it for quite a long time. The girl had long loose hair, and she wore a long dress that nearly covered her ankles and sleeves that reached her wrist, and there were a lot of bangles on her hands. But despite all this drapery, the girl appeared to be full of freedom and movement. She stood with her legs apart and on her hands, and her hands on her hips, and she had a wide, almost devilish smile on her face. The picture showed that the girl smiled like a naughty girl. She seemed to be free. She was full of movement and freedom. She did not listen to anybody. She did not obey her elders. Rather, she moved according to her own will. She wore fine clothes, like long, loose dress, and had a lot of bangles on her hands. Whose picture is it? I asked. A little girl's, of course, said grandmother. Can't you tell? Yes. Did you know the girl? Yes, I knew her, said Granny. But she was a very wicked girl, and I shouldn't tell you about her. But I will tell you about the photograph. It was taken in your grandfather's house about 60 years ago, she said. That's the garden wall, and over the wall there was a road going to town. Whose hands are they? I asked, coming up from the other side. Grandmother squinted and looked closely at the photograph and shook her head. It's the first time I have noticed, she said. That must have been the sweeper boys, or maybe they were your grandfathers. They don't look like grandfather's hands. I said, his hands are all bony. Yes, but this was 60 years ago. Didn't he climb up the wall after the photo? No, nobody climbed up. At least I don't remember. Yes, you remember well, Granny? Yes, I remember. I remember what is not in the photograph. It was a spring day, and there was a cool breeze blowing, nothing like this. These flowers at the girl's feet, they were marigolds and bougainvillea creeper. It was a mass of purple. You can't see these colors in the photo, and even if you could, as nowadays, you wouldn't be able to smell the flowers or feel the breeze. The grandmother told the boy everything about the girl and the atmosphere of the of that day. On that day, it was spring, and there was gentle breeze, and there were marigold flowers and bougainvillea creeper near the garden. What about the garden? I said, tell me about the garden. Yes. Well, said Granny, but she was a very wicked girl. But you don't know the trouble they had getting her into these fine clothes she was wearing. With the girl, they had a lot of troubles because the girl used to wear a long loose cloth at that time. 60 years ago, it was not easy to wear a long loose dress and to move freely for a guard. Who was the guard? I said, tell me, you must tell me who she was. No, that wouldn't do, said Granny. But I pretended I didn't know. I knew. Because grandmother still smiled in the same way, as though, even though she didn't have as many teeth. Now the boy recognized the girl in the picture. The girl in the picture was his own grandmother. Because the girl in the picture smiled the same way his grandmother did. To see the girl's smile, the boy understood the girl in the picture, who was his own grandmother. And the picture was his grandmother's. Come on, Granny, tell me. I said, tell me. But grandmother shook her head and carried on with the knitting, and I held the photograph in my hand, looking from it to my grandmother and back again, trying to find points in common between the old lady and the little pig-tailed girl. A lemon-colored butterfly settled on the end of grandmother's knitting needle and stayed there while the needles clicked away. I made a grab at it, and it flew off in a leaping flight and settled on a sunflower. I tried to find out the similarities between the old lady and the little pig-tailed girl. Pig-tailed means braided hair. Looking at the picture and at the grandmother. Meanwhile, a yellow-colored butterfly came and sat on the knitting needle of my grandmother. The butterfly symbolizes happiness and joy. So the writer used butterfly, sunflowers, and marigold to add beauty, happiness, and joy to the story. I wonder whose hands they were, whispered grandmother to herself with her head bowed and her needles clicking away in the soft, warm silence of that summer afternoon. The grandmother, after 60 years, could not recognize the hands coming up from the other side of the wall. Actually, these hands were her husband's. So now I am going to some up of the story. A photograph is a short story written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was an Indian author who was born on the 19th of May 1934 at Punjab State, India. He wrote many short stories for children. So this is the story of a boy of 10 years old and his grandmother who was about 60 or 70 years old. After playing cricket like you in the field, the boy found an old photograph inside the box, which was brought out of the attic. Attic, dear students, attic means an upstairs room used for storing unused things. Its synonym is garret. After finding the photograph, the boy showed it to his grandmother, who was at the time knitting a sweater or a scarf for using during the winter months. The boy ran out into the garden to show the picture to his grandmother because the boy could not recognize the girl in the picture. That's why he asked his grandmother who the girl was in the picture. Grandmother told everything about the girl in the picture, but did not tell him who the girl was in the picture. After making a conversation between him and the grandmother, the boy became able to recognize the girl in the picture. He recognized that the girl in the picture was his own grandmother because the picture, everything of the girl in the picture was similar to his grandmother's. So now I am going to tell you the WS questions which you will find on this board. There are 5 WS questions here, and I think you will be able to answer the WS questions after watching the video very carefully. So number 1, why does grandmother tell her grandson that she was the little girl in the picture? Why does the grandmother not tell her grandson that she was the little girl in the picture? Grandmother does not tell her grandson that she was the girl in the picture because she wanted her grandson to be in mystery, she wanted to keep her grandson in mystery. She wanted that her grandson himself could recognize the girl in the picture. That's why she does not tell him about the girl in the picture. Question number B. Whose hands are these seen in the photograph? There were two hands coming up from the other side of the wall, seen in the photograph. The boy could not identify the person. So he asked his grandmother about the hands. Actually, the hands were his grandfather's, but his grandmother could not recognize the hands after 60 years back. Question number C. What is the significance of a butterfly passing on the grandmother's knitting needle? As I said earlier, the writer has used butterflies in his story to show us the happiness, joy, and beauty. So the significance of the butterfly passing on the grandmother's knitting needle personifies grandmother's returning to her colorful days in her imagination. Understand? And the boy's failure to hold it implies the time that can never be held. The boy tried to grab the butterfly, but he could not grab it because it flew away instantly. The flying away of the butterfly implies the time, because time moves very quickly and nobody can restrain it. We cannot hold time. It goes and goes. Question number D. Where was the photograph taken? The photograph was taken in the boy's grandfather's house about 60 years ago. How was the girl in the picture? The girl in the picture was full of freedom and movement. She seemed to be free. She moved here and there according to her own will. She used to swim in a muddy pool with a lot of naughty boys and ride on the backs of buffaloes and used to play with the boys. The boys could not tease her because they were scared of the girl. Dear students, these are the detailed discussion of the lesson photograph. I think you will be able to understand everything in this lesson. I hope you will watch this video class again and again and try to understand the ins and outs of the lesson. Then you will be able to improve your preparations on English first paper and English second paper. So thank you very much. I hope you must stay well. and maintain health rules during COVID-19 pandemic and attend your offline and online classes. Thank you once again.